Hey, it's SD from Cooking with Tantrums. You guys asked me for a video on a bunch of stuff challah related. So I'm going to show you what I do after I do my havrasha. And I bring it all into one giant bowl. I portion it out into 6. That's how many big challahs I get from one batch of dough. The recipe could be found on cookingwithtantrums.com. Best challah ever. Shout out to my sister for the recipe, Goldie Nathan. It's hers and it's awesome and everybody loves it. So this is what we do. Separate the dough into portions. It's actually much stickier than I would like for it to be. So we make it snow. And we make little balls of the dough, and I'm going to show you how to separate into strands and how I roll out the strands and how I get them as smooth as possible. Because that was something that a bunch of you wanted a video on, so here we are. So we're just going to work quickly with one bowl for now. We're going to put this whole half aside. I'm going to divide it again the same way into 6 pieces because that's how I like to braid. So what I do is cut it that way, and then each one, cut it into its own little wedge. And now we have 6 even-ish portions. I know that there are people who weigh their portions on a scale, and as much OCD as I have, I don't have that much. So you put them all aside, work with one at a time on a lightly floured surface. First get between your hands. Most of the time I wear gloves because it is easier to work with. It sticks less and it doesn't get under your nails. But now I'm not because I forgot. Anyway, this is what you do. You push down gently and roll it out. And keep doing it. If you see that there's like a bigger lump in the middle or on the side somewhere, you focus on that and you roll it out. As you're pushing, you spread your hands out and you roll out and you make a strand. Then you repeat with the others. Push down as you roll. And spread it out, make it a long strand. Same way. There was a little bump in the middle, so we press down a little bit harder there. And that's our second one. Here we go. Same motion, repeat it 6 times. Unless you want to braid with 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever you like doing, do your thing. This is how I get them as smooth as possible. Actually, some doughs, I see some videos and the doughs are like, it's kind of like Play-Doh or clay. And it's really easy to get a smooth strand. I guess it depends on the dough. This dough doesn't do that. It's like really springy. You see, I like pull it and it springs right back into place, so it wouldn't work that easily. But totally worth the struggle because this challah is the best in the world. Promise. Try it. You're gonna thank me. And keep repeating the same thing. When you portion out the dough, the way that I do, you get as even strands as possible. And sometimes they're really not in the end. You have to cut off a piece from one and whatever, tuck it underneath. It's really not a big deal. This is like the easiest way to make sure that they're as even as possible without using a scale, as I mentioned before. Sometimes there are air pockets and you can hear them bursting. It's a little cool and gross, but doesn't do anything anyway. And now we have our 6. So what I do now is actually, I find that, you know, in challah, after it bakes, you see that the strands kind of separated and then the sheen of the egg wash isn't really on the cracks and it looks like, I don't know, it cracked or it rose in like an odd way. So I don't really know why that happened, but it doesn't really happen very often when I coat them lightly in flour before braiding. I want to make sure that they're not sticky before we braid them. Because then when they rise again, they'll kind of still rise separately, and then we egg wash and bake, and the egg wash gets in all the places that it rose. Now we're going to braid it. This is the way that I do it. There are a million ways to do it. This is just mine. Easiest for me. I do it all the time. Okay. It's hard to explain a little bit, but you watch and you'll figure it out. What you do is you work with 2 at a time. So you take these 2 first, let's say, or the other 2, but you work with the outside edges of 2, and you never cross hands over. So you don't go like this, you don't cross hands. You kind of keep hands the same level that they are, and that's how you make sure you don't mix it up. So we'll start with this side. You take the first one goes in the middle of the 4 that are remaining, and the second one goes over wall. Then you spread it out a little bit. First one goes in the middle, and second one, remember not to cross hands. First one goes in the middle, second overall. First one goes in the middle and second overall. And when I say first, I mean counting from the side that you're taking. So when I'm taking from here, this one becomes first, this is second. So first one goes in the middle, second goes overall. Now we're taking from this side, this becomes first, this becomes second, first in the middle, second overall. We do it again and again and again until we have our challah. First in the middle, second overall, and it gets easier the more times you do it. And there we have it, our pretty little challah. We smush them together and we transfer him to a parchment-lined baking sheet, and we let him rest a little bit, about 10-20 minutes. Let him just chill out here and get a little bit bigger, and then we egg wash and sesame seed the top, and then you bake him same way it says in the recipe on cookingwithtantrums.com. Best ever challah. Good luck, guys.